All right, it's been a couple weeks since I did a tank update, so we got rock in and rocking and rolling. We got rock in the tank, water literally, and immediately had an algae bloom and had to cover the tank with a tarp for 3 days and dose it with a bunch of chemicals. But now it's good. Most of the algae seems to be gone, so fingers crossed it'll stay gone. This rock has some really cool cave structures built into it. It's kind of hard to see here without being here in person, but there's these little pore networks actually go all the way throughout the other side in a lot of instances. So I'm excited to get my first invertebrates in here this weekend and see if they do some crawling around and digging. I'm trying to get the power heads tuned so that I get the most amount of water flow in the tank that I can without stirring the sand bed up. I've had some issues with a couple bare spots, but part of the reason that there was an algae bloom before was because I didn't have enough water flowing through the tank. So all this stuff down here, I've cleaned it up a little bit, but it's mostly unchanged, still the same stuff. My skimmer's starting to do a good job getting some gunk out, and I got a water alarm down there so that if the water ever overflows, that I'll find out about it before too much damage happens, hopefully. And other than that, it's been working like a charm, fingers crossed. I ran another line from the auto top-off reservoir so that I could move that can all the way to the back. So now I've got this 45-gallon bucket. I'm mixing up salt water for a mix this weekend. I'm going to do a 50% water swap before I put anything in the tank. And just to make sure that all the trace elements that need to be in there are there, and because it's been so long since I did, normally you do a 10% a week water swap, and I've had that water going for a month and haven't done any because the tank's been cycling. So long story short, this is kind of a catch-up water swap. But I've got that water mixed up and ready to go, and I should be good this weekend. This 45-gallon tank's got a heater and a pump running in the bottom of it to mix up the salt water, and you can see some of the spray up here around on the outside from when the pump splashes every once in a while. And then my auto top-off bucket last week, I had an incident with, and came back in here, and it was overflowing. So I've redone in the auto top off and drilled through the side of the tank and of the trash can and sealed it with silicone to make sure that that's good. And I did a couple minor upgrades on the reverse osmosis system that's working like a charm. You can see all this crap that it's getting out of the water. It's pretty great. And then the electrical setup, I got a heavier duty power strip to run these 4 DC converters that are on the right side. The whole tank right now with both heaters running and the extra pump and all this stuff that I have in here is pulling about 6 amps. So I'm pretty comfortable having that all run just on this one outlet, which is great because I was worried there wouldn't be enough power back here. But that should be good. And I also put a T right here that I need to get a cap for, so that when I'm doing water swaps and I'm draining water out of the tank right here, that I can run a line right here across the floor, and it'll go into a bucket, and then the bucket will have a line that goes down into that drain line, and it'll function as a siphon, so that if I suck up any fish or anything that I want to keep that accidentally make it through the siphon, then it gets stuck in the bucket, but then all that water automatically siphons out of the bucket and into that drain line. Maybe I'll make some kind of contraption or something so I don't have to keep restarting the siphon as I'm doing that drain. But that's it. We're getting close. I'll post a video this weekend once I get invertebrates in the water. Thanks.